Awesome. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this another learning session brought to you by Beveron Technologies. For those of you who are here, a very good evening. And for those of you watching this in future, well, kudos to you for navigating yourself into this very new yet unique space called artificial intelligence. And we are grateful to Mr. Brijesh Chadayan for bringing in this idea and sort of inculcating this within the legal community in the UAE to sort of understand that there are unconventional streams of law as well, that is legal tech. So great. Today we have Prabhjot Singh with us. Just gonna give a quick introduction about Prabhjot because I know you're not interested in me giving a very heavy introduction. And I know you all are very excited to know what is AI, how it's impacting law. But let's hear a little about Prabhjot. So Prabhjot is a fresh law graduate from IP University, Delhi, that is in India. He has interned in law firms, legal consultancy firms, and startups, including agri-tech, B2B SaaS, and worked as a freelancer as well. Currently, he's working as a legal research associate at Inquest Advisories Private Limited and building Legal Speed, where he simplifies legal algorithms around technology, provides study materials for law students, and will soon be hosting podcasts and sessions with the legal tech founders. Well, it's great to have you here, Prabhjot. Today he'll be speaking about the legal impact, on artificial intelligence. He will be walking us through the basics, and then he will be, navigating global laws around AI and its impact on law as well. And indeed, Prabhjot is young, but don't see his knowledge or expertise based on his age. He has done he's done some wonderful and incredible work. His articles, his papers, his expertise is very much beyond scope of many people who are in the industry. So don't judge him by the age, guys, because now let's get ready for this 1 hour long roller coaster on legal impact of AI. Awesome, Prabhjot, over to you now.
Yeah, hi guys. This session is about artificial intelligence and its legal implications. So I would be sharing my screen. Also, it's been written host disabled participant screen sharing. So I'm not able to share my screen, Ashna. Yeah.
Okay, you won't be able to do it because then I have to make you the host. Just give me a second if I can do that.
Okay, sure.
Okay, let's just try it. If it doesn't happen, then you'll hit the recording and then the session will be recorded. Just give me a second. It's still getting recorded. Try now.
Are you guys able to see the screen now?
Yes, we are. And guys, before Prabhjot starts, I request you all to put your questions in the chat box. If at any point you're not able to hear us, put it on the chat box as well. We would request to, put yourself on mute so that the flow of communication is not hindered and our speaker can, be in this flow. So over to you now, Prabhjot.
So hey guys, the presentation, as I just told, it's about artificial intelligence. It's being on the rapid increase currently, and showing its significance all over the world. So I'll be first moving ahead with some data to make it more interesting, to make the session more interesting. So AI currently is the new marketplace reality, as we all know. The increased computing power, cloud computing, machine learning, improved algorithms, and availability of massive amounts of data are, just incredibly transforming the society. So according to this International Data Corporation, the AI market is expected to hit $35 billion this year, which represents an increase of 44 billion dollars since 2018. So IDC has also projected global spending on AI to double by 2022, and reaching it to $79.2 billion to like in the coming years. So my only interest in AI is basically it's being at work in every place, that is there in the industry, not just legal. uh, it first started from the engineering perspective, and now it's all over the world, ruling all the shop stores, all the industries, all the factories, not just in US, UK, Canada, Middle East, in India as well. But having said that, India is not just more capable of like not capable. I would say India has not yet introduced any stringent laws on AI. So we would move forward. So what is the definition of AI? See, there is no uniform definition of AI. The term generally refers to some computing technology with the ability to stimulate human intelligence. Now, when I say human intelligence, it's the way we treat AI, right? It stores data, it analyzes it, and it reaches to the particular conclusion. It finds the patterns and then predict future behavior as well. So this is the most intriguing part. Okay, so it learns from data and adapt to perform certain tasks better over time. So it improves automatically, like we as humans do, right? We learn from experiences and then we analyze and then we just move forward in life. And that's the same case with AI. But that's the only one part of AI. So some examples that AI is not a single technology, it exists in many different forms. Some examples of AI include natural language processing, such as the technology used to enable English legal research on Thomas Thomson Reuters Westlaw Edge, logical AI inferencing, which creates decision trees based on user input, they say, like for an example, online tax preparation programs. So there is machine learning, which is AI that learns from its past performances. Now when we say machine learning, we have already enabled them on our phones. When we type anything, right, when then the predictive text which we have on the keyboards in the phones and the computers, it shows us the previous results which we have typed over a million course of times. So it stores the data, it then analyzes the human behavior, and then it first places the best come result that comes on the part. So then we as humans choose that part and place into our chats, or whatever we do on phones and gadgets these days. So these are some of the prevalent AI examples. AI in legal industry, for example, a company may use AI to assist its contracting and procurement processes by reviewing a large portfolio, extracting data, managing renewals and contract updates, specific contracts that are applicable to due diligence. Due diligence is somewhat, that has been there from inception in the legal industry, right? Maintaining consistency of contractual language, defined terms, e-contracts have been there, smart contracts, variations, tracking and exceptions in individual contracts, and managing the transactions at a very large scale, both the companies and those of its vendors. So AI is being in the legal industry right now, right? Some common examples from daily life about AI include Siri, Alexa, and some other virtual smart assistants. Self-driving cars, which I would rather say it's an unethical AI right now. And about the unethical AI, I would tell in the coming slides. Robo advisors, conversational boards, email spam filters, and right Netflix recommendations. So the last one is what we are completely familiar with. But what are the types of AI? This is also one of the interesting part. AI has no memory power. The reactive machines, okay, not have the ability to learn from the past actions. IBM's Deep Blue is in this category, you must have heard of. Limited theory AIs, with the addition of memory, this AI uses past information to make better decisions. Okay, it learns from past experiences and then it analyzes the data and then it produces another type of result, which is far more better than the previous one. So the common applications like the GPS location apps fall into this category. Theory of mind, this AI is still being developed. It is still in the process. So with the goal of habits, it's a very deep understanding of human minds. So you never know what the coming time would be, showing you about the AI. Then there is this self-aware AI. It is the most dangerous. I would say dangerous uh, because it's like it would evoke human emotions as well. Right now, what AI we have, the artificial intelligence and robotics, the technology, it is not completely based on human emotions. Not completely, not even a bit. So it would take even approx, I guess, 2061 to get entirely developed. Can you imagine? More than 3 decades. So let's move forward. It's becoming interesting, I guess, for you guys. So AI laws in different countries. The US government has not yet released any official laws, but as there has been some laws, like different laws in different states in the US. So some states have passed their own legislation, such as in Cali. For example, the state legislature passed a law that requires companies to provide workers with information about how they use data collected from employees. Right. So US has been very much concerned about the privacy issues from the very beginning. So additionally, the law prohibits employers from using facial recognition software without the consent. Right. So as they are more or less concerned about privacy, which is quite a more like very much, I would say that it's very much prevalent since the very inception, since the very beginning, the privacy part, right, in the US or in the more developed or superpower countries. So another one, in Canada, AI is regulated under the federal employment standards. Under the act, employees cannot require employees to perform work that would violate Canadian human rights laws. So that's again somewhere which concerns privacy and other related issues. And Australia's Fair Work Ombudsman has issued guidelines for the use of AI technology in the workplace, right? So these guidelines prohibit the use of AI systems that discriminate based on the race or all the things or the political beliefs as well. So additionally, the guidelines prohibit the use of facial recognition software without consent and inform their employees about the collection and use of their personal information. Now comes the New Zealand. New Zealand does not have specific laws governing the use of AI. However, the Privacy Commissioner has issued guidelines for the protection of privacy. Again, comes the workplace, because again they are very much concerned or considerable about that workplace thing, that how these facial recognition system is collecting the sensitive information regarding our features, regarding our facial recognition and other more private things which are very much privacy concerned, privacy oriented. India does not have any specific laws right now, as I said in the beginning, for data protection, but personal information is safeguarded under Section 43A and 72A of the Information Technology Act, which the authorities still struggle to protect at a very, I would say, like a very large scale, right? So it gives a right to compensation for improper disclosure of personal information, similar to GDPR. Right. So Supreme Court declared the right to privacy as a fundamental right protected under the Indian Constitution, way more like in the previous times. Recently launched new education policy stresses on teaching codings to students. Now that's the most, you know, fantastic initiative taken by the government that any government can take. If we teach coding to students, they would be able to develop their own programming languages, or maybe their startups at a very young age. Cyril Amarchand Mangaldas top tier firm in New Delhi, and is perhaps the first law firm in India to adopt AI, which is primarily to used to analyze and improvise contractual and other legal documents. So now let's come to Middle East. The industry specific regulations, such as Abu Dhabi Department of Health's policy on artificial intelligence, appear to be more appropriate as their evidence based approach to regulation, okay, allowing specific risks to be addressed quickly without the unintended consequences inherent in more broad based law. So they are more right now concerned about the consequences that it may take place, and basis on the pace of technological innovation that is increasing exponentially and real risk, emerge, laws will need to continue to evolve in the Middle East as well. But yeah, so Article 360 now, that's again something very interesting and something very insightful for you guys. That Article 316 of the Civil Code, which provides that any person who has things under his connection which require special care in order to prevent their causing damage or mechanical equipment shall be liable for any harm done by such things or equipment. Now it specifically places individuals having control over AI or having control over such technologies, in per se of, executing any task, may it be related to legal or may it be related to some other task. So, and that's again Article 291 of the UAE Civil Code currently provides if a number of persons are responsible for harm, and each of them shall be liable in proportion to his share in it. So I must say that the Middle East right now, the UAE particularly, are very particular about the prohibition of laws that and people should be compliant. And on the other hand, the EU white paper proposes that in case of significant harm, strict liability should be applied to the person who benefits most economically from the AI system, has the most control over the risk associated with it. So EU is also very particular about it, is also very strict about it, which is a very really good thing. AI in EU, European approach to excellence in AI, enabling the development, ensuring that AI works, building strategic leadership in high impact sectors, and maximizing resources and coordinating investments is a critical component of the Commission's AI strategy that has been there in 2021 recently. And the Commission plans to invest uh, £1, like €1 billion per year in AI. Okay, so that's one of the fascinating digits that I have come across in the slides. Also, when I was making it, when I was researching over it, liability for breaches, the international trend has been for regulators and other organizations, including the UAE's ministry, to take a very soft approach to regulation. Okay, mostly in the form of non-binding guidelines, which are basically intended to foster development and uptake of AI in an ethical way. So as I told in the beginning, there are two types of AI, ethical and unethical. So the UAE federal law combating discrimination and hatred would also indirectly apply to AI systems. So there are unethical AIs which are programmed for, which are, made to do illegal activities or spread discrimination and hatred, mainly used during the time of wars when two countries get into some very distress situations, very stressful situations. So in the absence of the legal regime where AI system was granted separate legal personality, distributors and utilizers of AI system would remain liable from each losses arising from the use of such systems. So I guess they would be, the ones who would be liable. Tell me AI in practical ways. Well, speech and language processing transforms unstructured audio data into insight and intelligence. I would say if I speak into Alexa or if I, speak into something Google, and then it automatically types the whole code, the whole language. Okay, there are other devices as well. They also do the same thing, speech to text analytics, which are of which the transcriptors, basically the transcriptors work is becoming more easy right now. Highly autonomous driving is built on a scale out data ingestion platform to enable the development to build the optimum highly autonomous driving solutions. It is tuned for open source services, machine learning, and deep learning neural networks. Now, these terms may have, been like a bouncer to you guys, maybe, but it is like, believe me, it is most, uh, it's been the most interesting part that I have researched on. It is more particular video analytics and services. Surveillance is there. Surveillance has been there from like 2020, not like 2020, before that as well, but mostly we have seen in 2020 when it was all online, it was all digital. So let's move forward. Intellectual property, AI is creating songs, novels, and even pieces of art, which begs the question, who owns the copyright? Can AI creations be patented? And the same questions that we encountered regarding liability and ethics, do we need to change any of our existing IP policies? Well, if we go with WIPO, the World Intellectual Property Organization, for in-house counsel working in IP or regularly filing patents, WIPO guidelines give a good perspective of what's to come, right? So it's all on right now World Intellectual Property Organization, how it frames the guidelines, how it frames the regulations for all the countries dealing with such things like AI creating songs and AI creating novels, which is interesting, but again, a very I might say that it's a concernful situation, and it should be concerned right now. And issues of AI in law, AI becomes increasingly sophisticated. It is now able to create outputs which are considered creative works. Usually, one of the author's own intellectual, as I just quoted in the previous slide, are eligible for protection. However, databases created with or by AI can be protectable by sui generis database rights. That is, who invents reward the investments made. Also, in developing the relevant AI systems, rather than the human creativity being deployed. Impact of AI on legal technology. Now, that's the slide which you guys would be most interesting or more focusing on. So AI is just beginning to come into its own term of lawyers and within the legal industry. So what's the impact of this technology on the legal profession? Within the years, we will find ourselves on the cusp of a revolution, in particular by in-house lawyers, because they are most concerned, because they are more focused or uh, concentrated in the office work, in the research part. So AI is helping out a lot. AI will become unavoidable, something which cannot be neglected easily, and would be indispensable assistant to practical to every lawyer. So those that do not adopt and embrace the change, I'm like sorry if I hurt the sentiments of anyone following the traditional practices so far in the law, but it would lead you to left behind some or other way if you don't keep yourself aware of this rapid I would say evolution taking place. So those that do will ultimately find themselves freed up, leveling up, upgrading themselves at a very large scale, at a very broad road, and they would be walking alone because if no one joins. And so the lawyers or the law enforcement agencies, even they would be left for two main things which lawyers are particularly made for: thinking and advising. Due diligence and review. AI is being therefore contract review and analyzation for code words to and to draft where the computer understand what needs to be drafted. Now that's again one of the most magnificent things of AI regarding the AI feature, what needs to be drafted and prepares the document, because I said that AI restores the data. AI is very particular, AI is very concerned, and AI is being very focused about that data thing from the inception. Right now, the more smart AI, the more self-aware AI is in its infancy, but we can expect that there would be a jam-packed deal regarding the AI in coming years. Yeah. So there would be some magnificent and indispensable AIs walking around, helping the human doing some difficult activities. Legal research. As I just told, one such field of work is legal research. Legal research is the first and foremost thing lawyer must learn, and it plays a significant role in presenting a case in court. Legal research requires special skills, some sort of, that the arguments are based, and it plays a major role in winning or losing in the courtroom. So before the advent of online legal research, lawyers used to go through hard copies, some very laborious task, I would say, that, going through a large number of documents, judgments, briefs, sections, reading sub articles. Now it's not that much deal. We can find some AI for it. We can, just put the keywords, put the right keywords, and bang on, we find the solution for our problem. So that's easy. Predicting outcomes. That's again something very, insightful and very helpful. Predicting on legal outcomes, case, judge, opinions, previous court orders. as I said, the data part, predict the outcomes of a case, which can help the judicial authorities at a very large scale, at a very broad perspective. However, in many cases, lawyers are unable to predict it correctly. See, we as humans are not that capable of predicting because we are not robots. We just don't have the correct knowledge or data. We can predict on a limited scale, right? If we use our knowledge psychologically and based on some past experiences that has happened in the country or in the world. So they have to contain a large amount of data before making the prediction. AI can provide more accurate predictions as it can store and review enormous amounts of data that has been previously stored and just put in some really accessible cupboards, I would say. So personhood of AI entities, that's again a very insightful thing from a legal point of view. Personhood of an entity is an extremely important factor. Attribution of personhood is important. It would help identify as to who would ultimately be bearing the consequences. For an example, if I would tell you a situation, there was a case of accident by a self-driving car in US a few years back, and there was this lady who got injured, and post that she was dead. So the liability on that was passed to that lady because she was talking on phone. So that was one case. But what if these cases keep on happening? Like, I'm not saying that that would happen. God forbids, like, such cases. But what if, like, who would be one bearing the liability? So artificial intelligence entities, to have any rights or obligation, should be assigned some personhood. To avoid any legal loopholes, electronic personhood could be attributed to such entities where they interact independently with third parties and take autonomous decisions. As I just said, the self-driving cars, which is unethical AI, protection of privacy and data. Your AI is not capable of protecting the data. I am again and again saying this, and I would say it again, that AI is not competent enough right now to protect your data, and that's where the role comes of technology lawyers like Ashna ma'am, Rajesh sir, involved in the legal tech sector, more focused towards the privacy thing, GDPR compliance and all that stuff, confidentiality, anonymity, and other data protection framework. So I feel that the data protection officers, their role would immensely increase. There would be a huge demand in the coming times. That's what my prediction basis on some research and the current scenario says. And it further remains to be seen whether the current data protection or security obligation should be imposed on AI and other similar autonomous decision making entities. So yeah, let's move forward. Generate automatic pleading. Now it's on one side, where it is helping in the e-discovery process, it is being there for generate pleadings as well. So as an example, China is using it for rolling out judgments, which is saving $1.7 billion working hours for judges. Can you imagine? $1.7 billion, and over $300 billion cost, which was previously made during such processes, during such a huge laborious task, and I would say busy complex task. So China is being progressive, and document review and contract analysis, as I just said, document review is being used. Will AI replace lawyers or create more opportunities? That has been most controversial question, which we as lawyers or as young law students or law grads, fresh law grads, see on daily basis on on LinkedIn or other interactive professional platforms or the social media. So the answer is simple. Most of the tasks will be automated, like I just said: document review, e-discovery, okay, contract drafting, and due diligence, and legal research, and legal writing, and content writing, which is somewhat unconventional task in the legal industry, in the legal profession. And the most complex task would be still left, Now, what are those complex tasks right now? Thinking and advising. Law enforcement agencies, lawyers like you and me, like other experienced advocates and lawyers, they are still most trusted humans to guide or advise clients on a very large scale, on a very day-to-day basis. But with that, lawyers who are AI friendly, lawyers who would be AI friendly, having a basic idea of AI would also help. So, if they know how to treat technology, will eventually surpass ones who still depend on the traditional approach, who still think that going on the courts and showing up daily would help them to, build their personal brand value. While I'm not saying that it's not a very good approach, it is, but the current revolution that has been there in the legal industry, the legal market, is demanding the lawyers to be more advanced, to be more reliant or dependent, somewhat be dependent upon the technology and AI, and to treat AI in an ethical way. So some of your guys' potential questions can be, now, what is the difference between ethical AI and unethical AI? See, ethical artificial intelligence is defined as artificial intelligence that is developed to works toward the benefits of humans. Like we just saw the examples of legal tech tools, right? But what if we use to commit cyber crimes, or cyber extortion and all that stuff that has been going around since mainly post COVID? That is unethical AI. That is using AI to destruct someone, to destruct the economy, to to harm people around you. So that is unethical AI. For an example, maybe lethal weapons, self-driving cars, autonomous, some robots as well. So Russia is using against Ukraine currently, and which is the main reason right now for the world to dwell, or to swim in the water, in the oceans of recession and the current situation of the economy all over the world, all over the globe. So ethical AI does not have any negative effects. Unethical AI may cause serious damage to humans, serious, most serious and dangerous situations it can create, trust me. So don't use it in an unethical way. Is legal tech and AI one and the same thing? No. Artificial intelligence is the use of computer programs to perform tasks normally performed by humans. Legal tech is the application, and in the legal industry. So there are two types basically: legal automation and legal intelligence. So if you are looking to expand your business, you may do research, you may find some data, you should consider using legal intelligence, right? Legal tech tools, data analytics, and some predictable trends. So identify opportunities. In either case, you need to understand how these technologies work, how these legal tech and AI work. So AI is I would say that the more advanced AI is still, it's in infancy. It would take some time, but the foundation has already been made. So keep yourself free. Okay. So how will AI help law enforcement agencies? It's already helping them to predict crime trends. Now they are using it in an ethical way, and they are supposed to use it. AI technology to solve crimes and improve their efficiency, identify suspects, find missing persons, prevent the criminal activity, spread awareness, manage campaigns as well, training programs. AI-based technologies have helped LEAs to solve the crimes. So these technologies include facial recognition software, voice analysis, license plate readers, and surveillance cameras. Let's move forward with another potential question. Who will be the inventor of AI? Now, that's the question for you guys. I mean, I would be answering it in my view. So, in any case, the question of who the law would consider to be the person to be regarded as the author or inventor creations remains unsettled. Unsettled because uh, patents are, anyways, the inventions, right? As we know, they are the fruits of our own mind. They are the inventions. They are programs. It was previously also a disputable thing when the AI came. The law enforcement authorities are still struggling to find the right answer for it. So I would share my point of view on it, that who would be the inventor of AI. This is the end of most interesting discussions participated in. Feel free to reach me at this email ID or maybe number. Cool.
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much, Prabhjot. You can stop sharing your screen. And now is the Q&A round. Awesome. So we have one question for you from Viditi. Uh, I think it's related to something tech. But Viditi, do you have a question you want to ask?
Yes, I actually did have a question.
Go ahead.
So, Prabhjot, thank you so much for doing this. This was a really good session. Too much to learn from. Maybe I've learned more from your session than I have from a law school module. But my question was seeing the long-term effects of AI, say in the next 30 years. Maybe the law and AI will be more in tangent, more hand in hand. But what would happen to access to justice? For example, firms that have the upper hand or that have adopted AI would potentially raise their customer portfolio and will only be accessible to people who can actually afford those sort of services, legal services. Do you think the gap to access to justice would further stretch?
Can you just repeat your question? I mean, can you just simplify it more? You know,
Okay, so firms that have sort of adopted this AI technology and taken the expenses to adopt such technologies will have to increase their prices to sort of customers and have to change their customer portfolios to people who can actually afford their services. So, do you think this would create a gap in access to justice for the people who cannot afford such services?
right now, the thing that is happening in the industry that has been so far there is that firms are really not capable of getting into these AI, because if I tell you that one AI cost right now, it's the developed AI, the more advanced AI, cost around $300 billion. So that's not $300 billion, but $300. Sorry. So that's a huge amount to go forward with. So what firms are doing right now is that they are being dependent on some normal or some legal tech tools to go forward with their access to justice to serve their customers and clients. So that has been the issue right now. But the coming times won't be able to to create this problem, this access to justice, because more and more people, as I said in my last slide, would be expected to join this ethical AI and learn all these things. It may also happen that law firms also train their employees about the AI and working of the legal tech tools and legal intelligence tools, how to use them, how to treat them, how they can protect their clients' data, and even they would be recruiting entry level freshers like me as well. Okay, so that would be the case, and there won't be any case of access to justice, or there won't be any issue to that. But yeah, as I said, after some years, more developed AIs will be in place, would be less expensive, and firms can have the balance between the people and the AI, because we were also we will be also be trained to treat that type of AI.
Yeah, answers my question. Thank you.
Avantika, you can go ahead.
I apologize for not being able to turn on my camera. My laptop is having an issue. But yeah, thank you for taking the time to provide us such an insightful session. A question I had coming into the session would be like, how would we begin to embrace rather than fear AI's role in our legal profession? But I believe that you have like elaborated on this through your very interesting session. However, how would you suggest that like law students become AI friendly, and what steps would you recommend that we take towards becoming AI friendly professional legal lawyers? Yeah, that's basically my question.
See, a very simple answer to it right now. I was the same. I was having the same query, like just like you, when I started reading about it, or I wasn't much aware about the legal tech role as well. Just if we go back to the legal tech, I wasn't aware about that as well. So when I researched more about it, how it treats data, how it stores, and how it's a threat to privacy, I came across some courses. I came across some YouTube videos. Then there came blockchain, metaverse, being a digital, presence in a whole new world. And so the most simple thing that you guys can do is to, when you get the free time out of your busy schedules in the lawyer's work life, as we may know that, it's the most busiest life that we have in this, industry. So what you guys can do is read some articles, or read some read about some AI, research about them, how they treat data, what are their functions, are these AI for law enforcement or enforcement agencies, or particularly designed for contractual review process, or drafting things, or maybe legal research. So you guys can navigate through them. You can always have some theoretical courses from Coursera, or you can just learn the basic part. So in that way, you can be AI friendly. See, one advice, not advice, that I have got from one of my senior during the past few months is that everyone is doing hard work, and being traditional, being consistently there as an traditional approach. But what makes us different, you different, Avantika, or yeah, so that would some or the other way make us different from the crowd.
Sorry, can you please put yourself on mute? Prabhjot, I think you, as a host, you can mute them.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. So that's the most prevalent solution. I mean, you can always be smart by using technologies, and also the firms, or the law firms, the tech companies, and consultancy firms, advisory firms. You can they would be always welcome to take you on board the firms, if even if you have the little bit of idea what's going around in the world, what's ethical, what's unethical. Is it related to IP? Is it related to privacy, piracy, and all that stuff? That's the most, easiest solutions that I can, suggest.
Awesome, Avantika. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, it does. Legal research is the solution for everything. But thank you so much, sir. Yeah, that did answer my question.
Amazing. Anybody, any question you have for Prabhjot before we leave? Anyone? Awesome. Awesome, guys. So if you want, this can be like a sort of introduction round for you guys as well. We do it towards the end generally. So simply raise your hand, and then we'll give you a chance to unmute yourself, and then you can sort of introduce who you are. Viditi, Pratik, Avantika, Muhammad, Naseeb, and a name called iPhone. Please feel free to introduce yourself, because this is how we understand that you were here, and it's sort of a personal touches there, because we're doing this digitally always. So yeah, any Viditi, Pratik, Avantika, please introduce yourselves so that Prabhjot also knows. Awesome.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I think I can go first because of the A. My name is Avantika. I just finished my second year of law school. I'm based in Dubai. I'm actually participating in Legal Tech Accelerator, which is hosted and led by Ms. Ashna, which is going so far very well. We've been doing a bunch of assignments, which have been really insightful and really interesting. And I'm really looking forward to exploring the legal tech world through ma'am. And yeah, thank you for the session, by the way.
Awesome. Thanks, Avantika. Viditi, Pratik, Naseeb, Mohammed, please introduce yourselves.
Hello again. I'm Viditi. I am currently studying at the University of Warwick. I'm in my third year. I am particularly interested in legal tech, tech consulting, and a lot of other things related to that sphere. Um, I am also engaged in the Legal Tech Accelerator program, which Asha ma'am and Prabhjot sir are carrying on, and it's been great. They've been connecting us to great people like you, and yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Awesome. Pratik?
Hello guys, my name is Pratik and I'm currently a penultimate year law student at Nagpur University, and I am following Prabhjot sir since long, and the first notification which I receive in my phone at the morning is that there is something new from Prabhjot sir, and I regularly refer to his articles and blogs on LinkedIn.
Awesome. Awesome. That's very sweet, Pratik. And I think Prabhjot, this gives you an answer on why you're here. I think there's a lot of fan following of yours in the legal tech space. That's why I was saying don't judge him on his age. He has mind of a proper legal tech expert. Awesome. Anybody who wishes to introduce themselves? Anybody? So guys, if anybody who's interested to join this legal tech accelerator, we are running this internship/fellowship by Beveron Technology. It goes for about 8 to 12 weeks, where you will be contributing towards the legal tech space, and we will be giving you mentoring on resume building, finding a career in legal tech, doing an LLM, or doing courses that can help you navigate yourself as a legal tech lawyer or a consultant. There's so much that we're doing, mentoring, etc. So if this is something that interests you to pursue an internship, please put your name in the chat box. And I think that's about it. Your email ID as well, so that we can get in touch. Naseeb, I see your hand is raised. You have something? Can you hear us, Naseeb?
Yeah, hi Ashna.
Hi.
Yeah, so basically, I would like to introduce myself that firstly, I'm not a legal person. I'm not a law person. I belong to nursing field. But why I joined this session? Because once I have gone through this artificial intelligence topics, and you know that it is relevant and important in our field too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have robot experts, and we have this robot technology for doing these surgeries, and that what requires artificial intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's true.
Yeah, so that's why I was interested in this topic, that does it have any legal issues attached with it. So that's why I joined this session, and it was very nicely presented by Prabhjot, as he's an emerging speaker, and he has his own publishing channel as well. So I appreciate his efforts. And yeah, I got a lot of knowledge from this session. So
Awesome.
Thanks, Ashna, for organizing this. And we hope such topics related to the law and the medical, where technology is involved, we will like to see these kind of topics in future as well.
Yeah, for sure, Naseeb. Thank you so much for your kind words. We will be speaking a little about healthcare laws in the coming few months, so stay tuned. Anybody else? Anyone? Awesome. So guys, this was it. If you're interested for the Legal Tech Accelerator, if you know a friend, please let me know. You know where to find me. Anyways, everyone have a good one. Thank you so much, Prabhjot, for taking this session. It was wonderful, and we are hoping to do more such live sessions with you in future. And yeah, that's it. That's it from my end. Anything you want to add?
I'll be looking forward to it, and I'm just dropping my email ID and contact details in the number if you guys have any further questions. As many guys have joined late, so I'm just dropping the details. guys can approach and we can connect further. We can build some, great networks and can discuss more about the legal tech, artificial intelligence, robotics going here and there, and, learn some really great skills that are in demand currently in the industry. So let's just, yeah.
Beautiful. Awesome, everyone. So you have a good one. I'll just stop recording. Just give me a second.